Welcome to GoToWebinar, Web Events Made Easy.
Hello everyone, this is Curtis LaFront from Fundly. We're going to get started with today's webinar in just a few minutes. We'll give those folks that might be joining us just a bit late some time to get set up. Thanks. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started with today's webinar. Thank you to all of you for joining us today. We'll be covering a few different items today in our webinar. The first is getting your campaign connected. And individuals often have a somewhat confusing process at times to connect to both our payment processor and to their Facebook account. So we want to show you how to do this briefly. And then we'll also cover our dashboard and admin panel um, in today's webinar. And this will include going through these various tabs. And each of these tabs will have um, different functions and features that will allow you to take full advantage of the Fundly platform and maximize the results that you have with your campaign. And so this will include the Welcome tab, Email tab, Embed, Supporters, Settings, and Funds tabs. And so I'm going to jump directly over to Live Campaigns. And let me just make sure that everyone can see my screen here. Might be having slight technical difficulties. Okay, looks like we're back. I'll just go ahead and pause here for a moment. Again, getting your campaign connected and then going over the dashboard and admin panel. And do let us know via chat or whatever it might be if you are having difficulty hearing or seeing the content. Okay. So why don't we hop over, and I'm going to be using this example campaign here, Hawaiian Surfers Unite, to show you the different features that we'll have on the admin side of a campaign. So the very first thing I'll do is show you a bit of how to connect your account to both our payment processor as well as to your Facebook account. And we'll be focusing on Facebook in particular just because it's such a powerful tool for driving additional exposure and users to your campaign. So when you are first signing up and starting your campaign, you'll go to fundly.com and create a new campaign, and that will take you to an edit panel that will look like this. And if you've watched any of our prior webinars, we've gone through how to build a campaign in depth. We've also gone through the process of building an event page in depth, and you can check out both of those on our YouTube channel. But once you've put in the content that you'd like to have, and you can see I've gone through and built this page and added all of that different content, you will then click on either start your campaign, or if you were on the main page, you'd have this little guide or direction at the top of your page. It'll say activate your payment account. And this is all referring to connecting your account to our payment processor, WePay. And until you do this, you won't be able to actually launch your campaign and collect donations. And so you do need to have that. So I'll show you from this view because this is what you'll generally see. When you click start your campaign, after you've uploaded all of your content, you'll get a pop-up that will ask you to activate your account. Let just load for a second. It should be coming up. So we'll have this pop up here. It'll say last step before you publish. Please activate your merchant account. And again, this is with WePay here. Okay, and you can click on that. And it's a very simple process. It'll pull in your name, first and last, plus the email that you use to create the account. And you can go ahead and just create a password. So I'll make that surfing1, and I will grant access. And then to access your WePay account and to withdraw your funds, all you'll need to do is go to wepay.com and log in using this information. You'll use your email and the password that you created just now, and that will then take you. Looks like I have a prior account here with WePay. So we'll go ahead and skip that for now. But once you do have that set up, you'll be able to go to wepay.com, log in using your email and password, and then you'll be able to enter your bank account information, and that'll allow for essentially a direct deposit transaction. Um, and it's automatic, it's immediate, and you can access and move your funds as often as you would like using WePay. Okay, so that's how you set up your WePay account. And once you do that, your page will be live on the web, and you'll be able to promote it, access it, share it, and your social network and your uh, donors and volunteers will be able to make donations at this point. And the second thing I would like to walk through is how to connect your Facebook account. And so once your account is live, you'll be able to go to account settings up here. So I'll go ahead and go to this tab where I have it. And account settings is where you have access to kind of your basic profile information. So you can add a profile image here by clicking on that. You can change your first, last name, as well as the email that's associated with your account. So if you wanted to change the email to a more general organization email or hand it off to someone else on your team, you can change that email there. And it's important to note that whatever email is here will be receiving all of the notifications that are associated with this account. And so again, if you have someone that's managing more of the day-to-day logistics of your campaign, you may want to add their email to this account instead of yours. And this is where you can also add additional information related to your organization. One other note on first and last name, we do have features, some of these you'll see in today's webinar, that pull your first and last name automatically, and we'll use it to send out emails or other notifications. And so if you would prefer, instead of your name, your organization's name, this is where you could put that name here. And so I'll show you what I mean. By putting in Hawaiian Surfers Unite here. And that would then show your organization name in these automatic notifications instead of yours. So we'll go ahead and save that. And then we'll go through the process of linking our Facebook accounts. Our internet's a little laggy, so just be patient and wait for that to load. Let's see if I can just go ahead and do this. So it's the process is quite simple for connecting your Facebook account. Essentially, there's two things that you have to think through as you're doing this. The first is when you first sign up for funding, you can connect using your Facebook account. If you do that, then you won't have to log in at this point. If you, however, have signed up using your email, then once you click connect, there'll be an additional prompt that will ask you to log in. Because I signed up using my Facebook account, it skips that step and it asks me if Funding can access your profile, friend list, etc. And again, we do give you complete control over all of your notifications. And so you don't need to worry about Fundly sending out too many notifications or getting a bit spammy for your friends and your contacts. You will have full control of what is sent out on your behalf. It'll ask if you can post, and this is important because you'll be able to post directly from Fundly by providing this access. And once I do that, I now have Facebook access. You can see I'm connected. It pulls my profile picture over from Facebook. And these are the auto post notification settings. And so as I was just mentioning, if you would like to take these off, then you can simply uncheck everything that you have here or select those that you would like to have there. And that will allow you to control what is and what isn't posted to your Facebook account. Now, the second step in this is connecting your Facebook pages. If you're unfamiliar with Facebook pages, this is a feature on Facebook that allows organizations to create a page that is specific to their cause. So you can see here I've created this Hawaiian Surfers Unite Facebook page that represents the cause that I am working on behalf of. It represents my organization. And it's associated with my Facebook account here, Eddie Cochran. And so I can go ahead and connect Facebook pages. And Fundly says here, we would like to manage your pages. Now, if you had more than one page, as you can, if you have multiple organizations that you're managing, it'll give you the option to select one or more of those. In this case, I only have one, so I'll go ahead and click OK. And I am now connected to that Facebook page. And similarly, you can see here, Facebook page, it has my profile picture, Hawaiian Surfers Unite. Again, you can control all of the notifications that are posted directly. Okay, and you can also, this is a neat feature, you can embed a donation form directly on this Facebook page. And so people could be on your page and they could donate directly from Facebook. Okay, the process for setting up Twitter is similar. And then you also have, this is separate from social media connections, but we also send out notification emails on your behalf. And this is where you can control all of those notifications as well. You can select individual ones that you think make sense, or you can turn off all of your notifications. One thing that we will mention in support of the notifications is that we've found on average, those campaigns that do engage with our automatic notifications will raise anywhere from 20 to 50% additional donations based on the extra engagement that these notifications generate. So that's something to think about as you're deciding how many of these notifications to work with. Okay. So that is an overview of the various connections that you'll be making. So to recap, we've just gone over WePay. It's a very two-click, easy process that you go through to connect to our payment processor. And then you have this process for connecting your Facebook accounts that allows you to control your auto notifications with your social media properties. Okay. From there, I'd like to spend the remainder of our time just walking through the back-end control panel. And this is what we call our dashboard. You can see it here. You can also access it by going to dashboard. And this allows you to control all of the different features that we've built for the funding campaign. And so when you click on dashboard, it will take you to this page. And you have a number of features here. The first is if you have multiple campaigns, you'll use this arrow here, which represents a drop-down menu to access those. You can see here, I only have one campaign, so it only shows that one. But let's see if I can pull up, well, you could try it. I won't pull up another account, but you'll have multiple campaigns that would show up here, and you can toggle between them by simply clicking and selecting that campaign. Okay, you can get to the edit function by clicking on this button, and then you can view it live by clicking here. All right. And then we have a series of tabs here that you can toggle between. So you have the welcome, the email, embed, supporters, settings, and funds tabs. Welcome gives you a few different features. The first is you can post directly from here. So you can say, I want to post to Facebook, Twitter, and email. And I'd like to have a title, and then I'm going to post this. You can also add an image that you'd like to associate with that post. And then you can just hit that button, and it'll post automatically to whatever medium you selected here. Okay, you also have some metrics that are provided. Um, it's a simple set of metrics, but it gives you a pulse for how things are going and where there might have been inflection points in your campaign. So you have dollars raised, supporters, page views, etc. And this will populate over time as you activate your account. You also have a series of features here. So this is where you would create a new campaign or create a new event. You would also be able to improve your campaign by personalizing a thank you email. This email would go out automatically after any donation is made. An interesting feature there is as a nonprofit, if you do offer a tax deductible donation, you can include your tax information here, and this can serve as the tax notice that you would often send out in mass mail. Okay, you can link to your Facebook page through this option as well. It's the same path as you would have gone through on account settings. And you can also create teams. And so that's a feature that we have on our campaigns. You can work with a group of people to fundraise on behalf of a cause. And this is how you create a team. And if you go through a couple of our prior webinars, we talk about this feature in more depth. We also allow you to withdraw funds. This is where we'll connect you to WePay and allow you to take that action. You can download donor information. That will give you a CSV file, which is a file that can work with Microsoft Excel. That will give you all of the key information on both the individual's name, their email address, the date they donated, and the amount they donated. And then you can also, as a one-time feature, edit your campaign URL. So I have Hawaiian Surfers Unite here, Unite Today here. Maybe I want to say, I'd like to shorten that a bit. Why don't I go ahead and shorten it to Hawaiian Surfers. And I'll update that. And you note here we say we only let you edit your URL once. So this is a one-time feature. So once you update it, that's what you'll have. And you can see that my URL has now been changed to Hawaiian Surfers. And I like that. So I'll be using that URL to promote my campaign going forward. And then you can see we have an FAQ, frequently asked questions section here. And there are dozens of very helpful responses that you can view by clicking through to the View All section. Okay, so that's an overview of the welcome section. Why don't we move on to the email tab? So the email center, this helpful pop-up tour, We'll walk you through the steps, but I'll go ahead and do that for you now as well. So the email feature is basically a process where you can email your contacts, your campaign supporters and fundraisers and donors and other individuals that are associated with your campaign directly from funding. And we've also provided templates that allow you to do this as quickly and as seamlessly as possible. And so you'll see here that we have different templates already set up. We have templates that are set up for donors. And so this content here is more geared towards getting donations. If you'd prefer to target supporters, fundraisers, send you a thank you email, you can see each of these, both the subject line and the content are changing based on these templates. And then you can create your own. And then as you modify them, so if I were to modify this and say, is now live, I can say, I want to save that. I like the wording here better. And going forward, that template will be saved whenever you log back in. Okay, and then you can pull in contacts through Gmail, Yahoo, or again, a CSV file that you can generate from your Outlook content contacts. And then once you start garnering individuals to your campaign, whether it's supporters, donors, fundraisers, or team captains, you can click on one of these, and that would automatically mean your email would be sent out to all of those individuals. Okay, so I'll be sending out to supporters and also send a copy to myself. All right, I've chosen you to be a fundraiser for my campaign. And when I go ahead and preview this, you can see it automatically generates a very clean looking campaign with calls to action. It gives you all of this great information. A title, a call to action, content, the body of the email. It'll show supporters and then progress towards the goal. Okay. That's a preview. Then I'll go ahead and send this, and it goes out automatically. All right, so very simple, easy to use, and a great tool as you start reaching out to potential supporters, donors, fundraisers, and others. I'll now move on to the Embed tab. This is a really neat feature where you can integrate your existing web properties with your funding campaign using our widgets. And so these are automatically generated widgets. You can see here, this particular widget is a campaign card. And so it would pull your campaign image, the title, and the key stats, how much you've been funded, your goal, donors, etc. And all of this would be clickable. And if you click it, it would go back to your campaign. And you can integrate this with your website by simply inserting this HTML code onto your web property. And if you have a webmaster or someone that manages your site, this should be very simple for them to insert into whatever blog, website it may be. You also have the ability to add an image that will change the campaign card here. So you can go ahead and add that by clicking through that link and uploading a picture. You can also add a donate button to your web property, and that would automatically allow them to go to your donation form and make a donation from your website. And then even easier, we also have a donation form that you can embed directly on your site. And so you could have a portion of your website that says donate now, and they can instantly donate using this form, and you'll receive those funds. And you won't actually even have to visit the campaign in order to do this. Again, that's just going to be copying this HTML code and placing it inside your website. So that is our Embed tab. We'll move on to the Supporters tab. This will give you an in-depth look into all of the different individuals that are associated with your campaign. And so we don't have, because we just launched this campaign, we don't have any individuals here. but we do have the ability to toggle between fundraisers, teams, supporters, and donors. And over time, as people join your campaign, this will populate and you will be able to sort according to those options. Okay, you can also search for individuals using this function here. Um, you can see it's not very illustrative with only one supporter, but that function can be helpful when you have a lot of different individuals there. Okay, the next is the settings tab. This is where you can adjust the status of your campaign. So right now it's currently active. That means your campaign is public. It's live, people can find it, and you're able to take donations. You also have the finish setting, which would end your campaign and make it so you're no longer able to receive donations, but people can still see your campaign and they can see the great progress you made and look back at that piece of history. And then hidden is just taking it completely off of the web. You will not be able to access it if you're not logged in. And individuals, even if they have the specific URL, will no longer be able to view it. We also have the ability to disable commenting here. And so if you'd like to suppress those on your campaigns or on blogs, you can take that off. And then we also have this neat feature where you can integrate with MailChimp. And if you're unfamiliar with MailChimp, it is a great service that allows you to manage emails and contact distribution lists if you are emailing to large groups of people and you want to customize and time and personalize those emails. You may have also heard of Constant Contact. We don't currently support Constant Contact, but MailChimp is an equivalent of that program, if you've heard of it. And then last but not least, we have your Funds tab. And this is where you have access to all of the donor information, all of the funds that you've received up to this point in time will be stored here. And as I mentioned previously, this will give you all of the key information on donors, including the date they donated, their first and last name, the amount, whether it was paid as a credit card and check or cash, and then their contact information via email. And you'll be able to add donations, and then if you are a paying customer, a subscribing customer, you have the ability to download your donor information into a CSV and use that for your own purposes. So that is an overview of our dashboard, i.e. the control panel that gives you access to all of the features that Fundly provides. Um, I would encourage you, if you do have a Fundly campaign, to dive into this dashboard and just walk through these tabs, experiment a little, and I think very quickly you'll find that it's a very user-friendly set of features and something that can greatly boost the impact that your campaign has. That's a wrap for the content we'll be sharing today in our webinar. And we'd love to take questions at this point in time and walk through any additional thoughts that you might want to ask during this session. And with that, I'll turn it over to any of you that are in attendance. And thank you for your time. We really appreciate your attendance. So again, if you have any questions, just feel free to pop it into the chat or the questions section, and we'll be able to answer it from here. We'll stick around for a few minutes if you do have any questions. Otherwise, you can feel free to hop off. And Gwendolyn, if you're still in attendance, it does look like you had raised your hand in the GoToWebinar feature. So if you did have a question, please feel free to bring it up at this point in time. Okay, well, it looks like we don't have any questions at this point in time. As always, please feel free to reach out to us, support@funding.com, and we can answer any of your questions and help you troubleshoot any issues that you might have. Thank you again for your time, and we look forward to seeing you on Fundly.